Have you ever wished you could capture the perfect moment and keep it forever? Hey there, I'm Bradley from Galaxy Creations and I tell stories through videos. But today we're going to talk a little about photography. Photography, at its core, is the art and science of capturing light to weave images, to communicate, to express, and above all, tell stories. Let's dive into the heart of any photograph or video, the camera. The camera body, which houses all the magic, comes in various types, from DSLRs and mirrorless to compact cameras. Think of it as the skeleton of our photographic tool. Then comes the lens. With varying focal lengths like wide angle or telephoto and types like prime and zoom, the lens defines our vision. A prime lens has a fixed focal length. This means it cannot zoom in or out and it has a constant view. Common prime lenses have focal lengths such as 24mm, 35mm, 50mm and so forth. You get plenty of other types of lenses, but these are how they are categorized. A zoom lens has a range of focal length, allowing you to zoom in and out to magnify the scene or fit more into the frame. Examples include 24-70 or 70-200. These can go up to 500, 600. It all depends on the type of lens you're going to use. Generally, prime lenses can offer sharper images, especially in lower priced segments. They have fewer glass elements inside, which can lead to less diffraction. While modern zoom lenses offer excellent image quality, they can be slightly less sharper than prime lenses, especially at the extreme ends of their zoom range. Hidden inside your camera is the sensor, which captures and transforms light into mesmerizing images. Different sizes, from full frame to APS-C, capture light differently. Digital single lens reflex. A DSLR is a type of camera that uses a mirror mechanism to reflect light from the lens up into an optical viewfinder. Because they employ a physical mirror, DSLRs tend to be bulkier. They offer an optical viewfinder that gives a direct optical view through the lens, thanks to the reflex mirror's design. A full frame sensor has the same size as a 35mm film frame, which is approximately 36 by 24 millimeters. Generally, full-frame sensors offer better image quality, especially in low light conditions due to their larger size. They also provide a wider field of view compared to APS-C sensors of the same focal length. Larger sensors can produce a shallow depth of field, making full-frame sensors particularly popular for portrait photography where a creamy bokeh background might be desired. APS-C sensors are smaller than full-frame sensors. The exact dimensions can vary slightly between manufacturers, but typically measure around 22 by 15 millimeters, produce a crop of the full-frame field of view. This crop factor is usually around 1.5 times or 1.6 times for Canon. This means a 50mm lens on an APS-C camera will give you a field of view closer to that of a 75mm lens on a full-frame camera. For instance, if I use my 24mm lens on a full-frame camera, it will stay at 24mm. All you do is you take your 24mm times 1.5, which is what Sony uses, and you will land up with a 35mm lens instead. To some it can be beneficial, and to others it cannot. Cameras with APS-C sensors are often more affordable and compact than their full-frame counterparts. The shutter controls how long we expose our sensor to light, from freezing a droplet in time with fast speeds to capturing the stars with slow ones. You can picture shutter speed as the eyelid. Aperture, on the other hand, is like your eye's pupil, controlling the amount of light and influencing the depth of field. A good example of this is if you put your hand in front of your face, notice how everything around your hand blurs, and if you look straight forward again, everything is in focus again. So notice what happens if I put my hand over here as the background blurs around me. And if I remove my hand, you can start seeing the full scale of things. So as you guys can see in this photo right over here, the f-stop was at f1.4, the exposure time, which is the shutter speed, was closed for 15 seconds, and the ISO was at 1000. This photo, the f-stop was at f4.5, the shutter speed at f1/400, and the ISO was at 100. Note that the ISO is always at its lowest because ISO is just digitally produced light that the camera makes. This image was captured at f11 since I wanted to have the background in focus as well as the vehicle. I shot this at a shutter speed of 1/50 with an ISO of 100. This shot is f1.8, the exposure time is f1/250, and the ISO was 100. Notice that the mud has motion blur, the vehicle has a little bit of motion blur, and the background is also blurred out and moving with the vehicle. As we venture into photography, various tools and accessories accompany us, enhancing our journey. Starting with tripods, these are not just stands for our cameras, they provide stability, ensuring our frame remains sharp and steady. In the world of photography and videography, light is our paint, and our equipment, the brush. With external flashes and continuous lighting, we can shape and mold our images, casting shadows and highlights where we desire. Here is an example of a filter. This is a 5 to 9 stop Nissi Swift filter kit system. These are basically sunglasses for your camera. This allows videographers to get the desired aperture because we work off of the rule of double your frame rate. If you're getting into videography, I highly recommend an ND filter. It is what is going to set you apart from being amateur. Trust me on this one. I am using the Nissi Swift filter kit system. You guys will see a link down below. I am not sponsored by them. It is just a brand that I really enjoy. Alright, now building a career in photography and videography. Start with online tutorials, YouTube videos, or local workshops to learn the basics. You can consider formal education or photography courses to deepen your knowledge. However, I never did that, but each to their own. Choosing a niche you're passionate about, portraits, landscapes, wildlife, weddings, fashion, etc. Specializing in a niche can help you stand out, and you can develop your skills in that specific niche. Create a portfolio that showcases your best work. Today's digital portfolios on personal website or social media are crucial. So when starting out, make sure your social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social platforms you desire, post your work. You will start building trust with the people that are watching your content. Networking. Attend photography workshops, conventions, and join local photography groups. Collaborate with other photographers or videographers. Social media and online presence. Use platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube to showcase your work. Freelancing. Work as an intern or assistant under a professional photographer or videographer to learn the ropes and gain real-world experience. Learn about marketing, finance, and customer relations. These are as crucial as your skills when running a business. Without these skills, you will not be able to do this as a career. For those venturing out into this field, remember, start simple. A smartphone can be just as powerful as any other camera if you just know what you're doing with it. Understand the basics of composition, keep practicing. Every shot teaches something, and most importantly, embrace your mistakes.
What does a person even say to a camera?
Mistakes is how we learn as humans to evolve. If you never went through that problem, you will never know now how to go through it again or how to change your approach on the problem. I hope this video taught you guys quite a lot. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It's going to help me out tremendously. Hit that notification bell to get updated whenever we upload. And subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. I will see you guys in the next one.